What's up everybody, it's Revan here, hope you're doing well, and today I'm going to do a bit of a reaction video towards one of my friends' video that I've been watching for quite some time. There's a video that has come out most recently, and I am a big huge fan of Mastar Media. Now Mastar Media is the myth, the legend, the one and only who has done a lot of things in relation to anime war, and he has done a fantastic TV series based on that. Now, I will admit though, when I first watched Anime War, it was such an inspirational series that he has put together alongside with his friends who worked hard together on that project. And it was such a very, let me just say, very creative storyline where it actually brought different animes and mangas together into one simple universe, fighting against the evil, whoever it is, at the time, and it was Archon and the other gods, and it got to the point that, you know, a lot of shit was happening left and right pretty much, and it looked pretty bad. And we have great characters like from Dragon Ball, like Vegeta, Goku, Piccolo, Gohan, Beerus and Whis, and then also we got Zeno and obviously a few other characters as well. Then we had a character from Bleach, some characters from Naruto, which is Sasuke and Naruto, funnily enough. We also had different characters from different, you know, animes, all working simultaneously together, and it was very creative. It was fun, very good. One thing I have to say that it was so brilliantly well put together that I actually loved it, and that's the one thing I loved about Anime War. Now, in regarding to that, I mean, like, ever since, like, after, you know, all the episodes have been done, since from the Goku versus Saitama series versus now the Anime War series, things have come to rest, and basically, you know, like, it's been and done. Now, I have to say that for Mastar Media, he had to move on from that because that, you know, he was so relieved that the project's been done. And I have to say that when I actually was wondering the fact about, like, when was he actually going to say about in regarding to what was the reason why he quit Anime War, and now we finally got that opportunity right here today. So let's go sit back, relax, and enjoy watching this together.
Anime War is a series I created 7 years ago. I can't believe that much time has passed. It started out as Goku vs. Saitama with 9 episodes, and then it turned into Anime War, which brought in more characters, a powerful group of evil gods to fight against, and the threat of the world at stake. These videos were crazy popular. I'm talking 20+ million views. There was one video I had with Goku turning into his highest form. It had 80 million views, 80 million.
Bloody hell, I mean, like, that's a lot of views.
That was absolutely crazy. People loved that video. It went so mega viral, and then it all came crashing down when Toei Animation decided we don't want this on the internet anymore, and they blocked it all. They took it all down, and that was a wrap. I wasn't even gonna do the final episode, but the pressure from the fans of Anime War was so strong that they literally wouldn't give any other video of mine a chance. And I remember making the video after the first 12 episodes got taken down, and we were on the final episode. I had already created about 6 minutes animation for it, and I was working towards it, and then the whole series got taken down. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna, you know, spend more time, spend another year working on the final episode, and then they just take it down. But the pressure from the fan base was crazy, man. I mean, they literally, like, were just suffocating me. Like, they wouldn't let me not do it. And it
Yeah, you know what, I have to admit, I mean, like, I was actually sitting back behind the scenes and I could see this unravel, you know, pretty damn quick. And for me, I was like sitting there like, shit, I'm looking forward to the next episode of Anime War. It's just like any other fan out there. We were just like sitting there going like, shit, dude, I mean, like, this guy has really done a fantastic job alongside with many other people behind him. And, you know, like, when Toei did his own thing against, you know, like, all the other animators, not just Mastar Media, but other animators out there, it was basically a huge train wreck. I mean, like, you know, for the people and the fan base that, you know, we all love, you know, certain animes. I mean, like, there's a lot of people love Dragon Ball. A lot of people love Naruto. A lot of people love bloody Bleach and a few other things. But like when there's something out there that we would love to see, the new generation of creators, animators out there who would put up the new shit together onto the internet so that they can share the love and passion. And we all support that. Don't get me wrong. We all support the fact that people love their passion of something they love. And it pissed me off because, like, for people like Mastar Media, for example, they put a lot of time and effort. Like, I'll be honest with you, animation, to see it put together into work is phenomenal. It is like a tiresome work and job, dude. I mean, like, I have to say that you spend countless of hours, like, sitting there, drawing, sketching, and coding, or whatever it is, what you're doing. And when you finally get the final product and the final stages of getting it together, it looks simply brilliant. Now, I have to admit that, like, any animator out there or person who's creating this sort of thing, they would feel so relieved when they put this together. But I understand what Mastar Media was saying. But here, let's go with more.
It was painful because there was a lot of other content I wanted to create, and they really turned against me, man. They were so against me for making anything that wasn't the final episode, even though I made a video saying, like, yo, I could get sued for this. Like, I need to protect my family first. And the comments on that video were actually really good. People were understanding. But as time progressed and there was no final episode of Anime War, people started getting, like, really malicious, man. It was like, what have I created? Like, people are like, they're so angry at me for not creating the final episode. I mean, obviously, you think I want this to happen to me? Like, of course.
Well, okay, first and foremost, no, we didn't want that to happen to him. I mean, like, there's some people out there who just, like, trolled or even, just had a go at him for doing this sort of thing. Because, like, he created like a universe where people had high expectations that the episode will be finally finished. In all seriousness though, that's the biggest problem, like when any series out there, you create something and then all of a sudden, when you have this third party out there, the owner, who's saying to you, no, we're going to shut you down kind of response, that is the legal impact of the unknown of what could happen if you went ahead and gone ahead with this. Now, I will admit though, in the back of my mind, I actually felt disappointed about what was going on because, like, I said to myself, like, you develop a huge fan base, you've got huge high expectations, but at the same time that there's a dragon ready to blow fire and breathe fire down your neck for doing something that you're doing wrong. The funny thing, the way I think about it, was that, when you could get sued for a remark like that or just doing material like that, it could have been worse. I mean, like, it could be worse impact on not only just yourself, your family, the people around you, and the people who are out there who are saying this to him, that they were trying to drive him to push him to do it. Part of me was saying that it would have been okay if it was done on Patreon. It was done behind closed doors, you can watch it in your own time and leisure, and that was it. Whereas if you did it out in the public space like now on YouTube, you can run the risk of losing everything. And I have to say that I feel very sorry for him. But yeah, we'll listen to more of this.
Of course not. It got so bad that I eventually just said F it. And I just buckled down, and it took me about 10 months, and I finished the final episode. I aired it, and it was only up for 3 hours before Toei took it down. And ultimately, that's the main reason why I'm not going to make more Anime War. If a company has the...
Yeah, exactly. And that's the funny thing. I mean, like, I was one of the many people who actually watched the premiere of this video at the time and actually enjoyed it. I watched it, I loved it, and it was great. I actually watched it about 3 times actually before I found out that the whole thing got taken down. When the thing got taken down, I was pissed. I was pissed But like unfortunately, the companies have that power to literally do that sort of thing.
It took it down. And ultimately, that's the main reason why I'm not going to make more anime war. If a company has the ability to just push a button and delete a year's worth of your work, don't do the year's worth of work, bro. But the thing about animation is, like, when you're working on one, you just hate it so much, you just want to stop. And when you're not working on animation, you can't stop thinking about what's the next animation you want to make. And trust me, there's so many videos I want to do. I want to do Saitama versus God. I want to do Gohan Beast versus Ultra Instinct Goku. But it's just like, it's really dangerous, man. It's not just something I can cook up in a day. Like, it puts a lot of pressure on my family, on my business, and ultimately I can get in trouble for it.
Yes.
And that's what it boils down to. I mean, a lot of other YouTubers, they still profit heavily off of, like derivative work. And they haven't gotten in trouble yet. I did. Maybe, they were trying to make an example out of me or whatever, but long story short, they have their eye on me. So like I'm not the person that, is going to make stuff like that. But luckily, I mean, there's a lot of other YouTubers who are making some fantastic animations. I mean, Eat Toy Like One is basically rebooting Goku vs. Saitama, but instead of evil gods, it's the Marvel Universe. Although I think they're all being controlled by some sort of evil god. So I had to make a decision because I can't do any more anime war and making fan animations is risky. What am I going to do, right? So I made the decision to make my own anime. And let me just say that here, anybody can make their own anime with a lot of work and a lot of money. You just hire the right people, you can get it done. If you have enough cash and enough time, you can make your own comic and story. Now, whether or not it sells and people are interested, that's another story. So that's what I'm facing right now and what I'm starting to learn, because this Demon Rush is like the first real product I've created. And that's my own anime, manga, and trading card game. We released it last year and it's done pretty well, but we sold out of booster packs. Obviously, it's not become a global phenomenon, but that is the dream of everyone who creates their own story, right? And what I'm starting to find out is nobody cares about your story. They don't care about your comic. And I still get a lot of comments on a daily basis on Demon Rush content and any kind of content, but especially Demon Rush content is kind of those angry anime war fans that are just like, nobody cares about your stupid demon anime, just make more anime war. And these people who...
Yeah, you know what? That's actually kind of really sad in a bad way too, because like when the fan base is used to seeing one artist doing anime war, and I can understand and justify the reasoning what Mastar Media is saying, because like let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if I'm doing something like, for example, if I'm streaming a particular game day in day out, or doing drawings or anything like that, I get bored. I get to the point that I get bored shitless. I get to the point that you feel like you're just doing a chore or a job or something and you just don't like it. And you got to have a bit of variety or diversity or doing something that you love and enjoy. As much as I hate to admit it, I mean, the thing is that when I feel about Mastar Media, when he's going through the whole thing about in terms of anime war, you see, he's willing to turn a new leaf and said, like, you know what, I've succeeded, I've done this, but it's time to move on from that and go to a new journey. And he wants to follow his passion of doing something that he wants to bring something that's new, different, and something that he doesn't get in deep shit for. To be fair, I think that's great. Because, as much as I love his Goku vs. Saitama series, as much as I loved the Anime War series, you gotta follow your passions, man, and do something that's great for you. That's what I feel about that.
Who leave these kind of comments, they don't understand that I have a family and a dream and a business. Like, I want to make my own story and I want to make it popular. And it's extremely hard because they're right. I mean, you got to realize that the majority of people, that they want stuff like, Goku versus One Punch Man, anime war type stuff, because those stories have years and years and years of episodes, movies, character building, and comedy that has gotten you so attached to those characters. It's only because of that attachment to someone like Goku that if you can just put Goku in a thumbnail, it doesn't even matter what the video is, you're gonna get views. And ultimately, that's what people want to see, more Goku. They don't want to really get invested in new characters unless all their friends are talking about it. If everybody's talking about this is the new cool thing to talk about, then people will talk about it. And marketers have been trying to figure out how to make this the next cool thing forever. A lot of people think it's really just luck. I think it's mainly luck, but with a combination that you can push it in the right direction with both money and influence, obviously. Take a look at Prime Energy Drink, right? But let me tell you something. When people say they don't care about Demon Rush, they don't want Demon Rush to stop putting it on the channel and this and that. That just makes me want to make more of it. You guys have to realize what kind of person I am and what it took to get to this point. The amount of hate that I got from making Anime War just pushed me to make more. My brain works in reverse. Like, I don't get discouraged reading that sort of stuff. That makes me be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show you. You don't want to watch Demon Rush? Well, I'm gonna pump out so much Demon Rush that you just can't ignore it anymore. That's the kind of...
I have to admit, that's pretty funny. That's pretty clever. I mean, like, you know, in all seriousness, though, he's right. I mean, like, if you're doing something that you love and you already have producing that content, it's just like me. I've been producing World of Warships content for shit. How many years now? About 3 years? But okay, look. When I formed this channel and everything, I built this channel originally for World of Warships, but now I'm starting to diverse myself from, you know, starting a new section called reaction videos, and now I'm working on, you know, doing other games that I haven't played for a while, and to start, you know, to create a bit of, you know, like bit of gameplay to show what it looks like and stuff, and then just move on to the next stuff. In all seriousness, though, I mean. I actually laughed at his reaction to that because it actually made absolutely 100% sense. Much respect to you, Mastar Media.
Kind of person I am. Now, I'm getting ready to release a 5 or 6 minute 2D animation of Demon Rush, and this will be the best Demon Rush you've ever seen by far. We got an Attack on Titan animator, we got a little mini animation studio helping out. We have some really quality content coming for Demon Rush, and I'm hoping that this animation will spur some excitement from people, especially the Anime War crowd. Perhaps they don't want to read the manga, they don't want to play the trading card game, but they love anime, and they'll give it a shot if, you know, we keep releasing Demon Rush anime. But you also have to realize the reason why the Demon Rush stuff isn't coming out like 30-minute episodes or movies and all this stuff, or at least Anime War length, is because making your own original anime is 1,000 times harder than making a fan animation. You have so many different variables that you have to account for. Whereas if you're making a fan animation, you know what their voices are like, you know what their attacks are like, you know what the animation's like, you know what the anatomy is like, you know everything about it. Like, that's all built for you. So when you make the fan animation, not only are you able to use all that stuff, but you also are able to pull on the emotions of the fan base that's already attached to those characters because of 30 years of anime and more.
And with that being said, you don't want to F up in front of the fan base too, because the fan base will be turning around and say like, hey man, you F'd this up, and you F'd it up bad. You know, like I don't envy that one bit, you know, like when people say that, man. But I mean, like, I exactly understand what Mastar Media is saying right there.
And more. So trying to compete with that is like impossible. But if you don't try, it's never going to happen, right? So in life, you can have big dreams and you can chase them. Absolutely. And sometimes you fail, and that's okay. Like, I have failed many times before in life, and that's okay because that has created who I am today. Every time you fail, you improve and you get stronger. Like, I wrote a book, it failed miserably, and that's okay. My Mastar Media YouTube channel was like my 5th or 6th YouTube channel. So I'm not saying Demon Rush is failing. I'm just telling you that I'm not going to quit, motherfuckers. I'm not quitting on my dream. To me, it's one of the only things that matters, really. Like, work on your dream and make your child happy, you know, keep your family happy and healthy. Nothing else really matters, man. As long as I can keep my family happy and healthy, then I'm going to keep working on Demon Rush and spending money on it. I think Demon Rush is more of like a 10-year project. I think a lot of people thought that, oh, you just expected to release it and it would just take over the world. Who wouldn't hope for more virality? But you have to realize, like, no manga, I think ever, unless it's like a one-shot, got worldwide fame or popular status from one chapter. It takes like 40 chapters of building the story and the characters and everything to get people start attached and start talking about it, sharing panels on social media and get people invested. You know, if you look at like Chainsaw Man or One Punch Man or whatever, like it takes a long time. I mean, the West didn't even know about One Punch Man until we started getting the anime, right? So it takes and that went through the webcomic and then the manga and then the anime adaptation. So that was a really long period of time before it turned into anything, right? And that's all I'm really trying to say to you guys is, like, you can't expect something like your own story or your own anime or manga to just blow up and people to actually care about it, because they don't. The thing you got to realize is you probably have to invest something like 10 years into your product and slowly accrue a loyal fan base before all that magic starts happening, that organic growth starts to spread. I'm not giving up on Demon Rush, and yes, maybe it's not pulling in the views that Anime War was back in the day, but the thing is that no company can touch me for it. I have it trademarked, I have my own music, my own animation, my own videos. They can't touch me anymore. And for me, that's one of the biggest, most important things, because dude, when I was making like all these Dragon Ball videos, when Dragon Ball Super was going on, and making Anime War videos, you get these 3 a.m. Gmails and you're just like, fuck, man. Because like, you know, it's like one of your videos just got taken down or copyright striked. Yeah. And it's just living under that constant anxiety of like, when is my channel going to get terminated, you know? Like, because even if it's not your fault, like if it's fair use here in the West, but it's not fair use in Japan, like they used to let the Japanese companies just delete your channel. And since then, that's changed a little bit. We can fight back a little bit better now, but I've seen some crazy lawsuits out of Japan. There was a guy who was doing like a Pokemon Abridged, and he got like hardcore sued by Japan. Like, they somehow were able to do some court order to really screw him over. I don't remember the full story,
but sucks, man.
I'm sure you can, if you look it up on YouTube, you can find it. But I'm just saying, like, it's dangerous, man. Like, messing with these Japanese companies' IP is really dangerous. We know Nintendo sues their own fan bases for like holding tournaments. Toei, they do not want people making fan art, fan animations, none of that. They despise it with a passion. And so, you know, while Dragon Ball Super going on was so much fun and it was so exciting, you know, it was fun to make all those videos. Trust me, I had a blast. Like, there's really no future in it, man. I mean, it's just a ticking time bomb waiting to blow up in your face. And to be honest, I think I got incredibly lucky that Toei didn't strike down all of Anime War. They just simply blocked it. You know, they gave me a slap on the wrist. Like, I should be grateful, very lucky. And I am, very lucky, because they could have easily tried to just delete my channel. And to be honest, I don't know if I would have gotten that much support to bring it back, because so many people hated Anime War so much, and they were so vocal about it on Twitter. You wouldn't believe it, man. I mean, it was like this poison that people were trying to get removed from the internet, and they were celebrating, you know, when it got taken down. But, you know, I don't really frown upon it, man. I mean, it was a huge learning experience for me. Like, God, I learned so much, and it was really fun, man.
Yeah, the funny thing is that the people who didn't like Anime War, and the people who did like Anime War, but they were praising the fact about why it got shut down. Let me just be honest with you. If you think about it in a different way, if you lose something that's very hold dear to you, the way I feel about it is like, yeah, it's not good. You know, that's just how I feel. It's just like, you know, like when you do your hard work on something and you realize you like lost a lot of hard work on something, and you done a lot of investment and time on something that you really want to do, and showed your love and passion, even though it seemed great, but somebody will go out there and say, nah, like that. And then all of a sudden, all your hard work, what have you done, is gone within minutes. And all I can say is it sucks, man. It really does. And that, I mean, like, that's how the world works. I mean, like, you'll have people that will be against you and with you or in between, but at the same time, it sucks. But I agree with Master Media here.
Those anime war weekends we had with 25,000 live viewers and people were going crazy. People loved it, man. We had such good times making this show together, and it's a shame it's not up anymore. I mean, you can still watch people's reactions of it and stuff. Like, it's not on my channel. I mean, a lot of times I just go on YouTube and I'll just watch people react to the final episode because I thought it was beautiful, man. I mean, that was some of my best work. Really, I don't know how in the hell we were able to throw that episode together in a year under the threat of Toei, and it took a lot of balls to pull that off, man. A lot. It was only up for 3 hours.
You did well, man, to get to that far.
Crazy. But that's the thing, is people are like, just make more anime war. Don't make this demon stuff. Make more anime war. It's like, dude, would you work an entire year to make something for 3 hours and then it goes away? Like, nobody would do that.
No.
Like, nobody, and under the threat of being sued, or you can win, but you still have to pay a lot of court fees, and nobody wants to go through that. It's highly stressful and expensive. So yeah, I don't want to get freaking sued, man. I got a family to look out for. And Demon Rush has infinite potential. So maybe people can't see it now, but one of the first ever videos I made, I believed in myself so much when nobody else believed in me. And I was able to make YouTube happen. And I feel strongly that the same thing is happening with Demon Rush. I believe so strongly in myself and in Demon Rush, but the rest of my main YouTube channel fan base doesn't really believe in it yet. But I think they will. I just think I have to keep pushing, and maybe 7 more years of chapters and people will finally start to come around. So what that means for me is, if I'm going to keep dumping money into Demon Rush, I need to do better on the main channel. To be honest, I'm not really sure what kind of content I want to make right now, because the ad rates are really low on YouTube, and I feel like viewership has kind of shifted a lot, especially because TikTok gave our younger generation goldfish brain. The age of the 10-minute video is over, and now they really want 1-hour videos. So we're seeing from a lot of these super high-rising channels, they post a 1-hour video every day. It's like, dude, I don't know how in the hell I can compete with that. But if I wanted to bring my channel back from algorithm hell, which it's been suffering for ever since Dragon Ball Super ended pretty much, I would have to make more animations. And if I make more animations, I threaten the entirety of my channel, and potentially more than that. I wish Demon Rush made more money and I could just go full time on it. It's not there yet. I mean, it's going to be a long-term project, but if you have big dreams, you got to put in big work, man. It's not going to be something simple. It's not going to come easy. I'm going to have to work incredibly hard for it. I'm going to have to just get fans for Demon Rush person by person, one by one, and that's okay. That's okay with me, and I'm going to do it until this thing succeeds. You have to understand what kind of mentality I have, man. I don't give up. If I want something, I'm getting that fucking thing. No matter what, I'm getting it. I will adapt. I will change. I will modify. I'll do whatever it takes. If I really, really, really want something, I'm getting it. That's just who I am. I want my own series, Demon Rush, to be globally popular. Both the trading card game, the manga. I want a full-fledged anime. I want to walk down the red carpet to a movie of Demon Rush. That's what I want. Am I going to give up on that and make more anime war and get myself into trouble? Hell no, man. There's no point.
Yep,
there's absolutely no point. But I think I can make better content on the main channel. I think I need to, and I'm working on that. If you came here looking for more anime war, unfortunately, it's just not going to happen, dude. I can't, unless I made all the characters not those characters, change their faces and stuff. But then I don't think anybody would watch it, and it would be stupid anyway. I'd just rather make my own show, man. I mean, that's always been my dream since I was a kid.
You might as well have a stickman fight.
And Anime War was a stepping stone to get introduced to the world of, animation and production and stuff like that. Now I'm introduced, my foot's in the door, and we're making the real thing now. So I'm extremely proud of Demon Rush. I can't wait to show you guys our new anime. And I really know you guys are going to be blown away. I'm just asking you to give it a chance.
Yep, and that's exactly good, man. That's very good indeed. In all seriousness though, what he's saying and everything in that video, it actually made a complete 100% sense about why he quit doing Anime War. Look, he loved it at the time, but he got to the point that he hated it because of a lot of things that was going on behind the scenes that was pressuring him. And I could see it, the way he was talking about it, and I could see it, how he's feeling. And look, I respect that. I actually respect that. In all seriousness though, I think Mastar Media made the right choice for himself, his future, his family, everyone, all the above. especially his own channel and content. Now, I will admit that that's actually a very good video. Well done, Mastar Media, for doing that together. And look, folks, if you're interested to subscribe to my YouTube channel, go for it, and feel free to press that lovely subscribe button. It's actually very handy to use. And yeah, definitely we'll see you around in the next video. Have a good one, everybody.